Whew, my hands are so cold. Well, thankfully I've got this Ocoopa hand warmer. That should keep these hands warm. Well, today we are looking at this Ocoopa hand warmer and going over all its features, so stick around. All right, let's try this again for like the 10th time. All right, as always, thanks for joining. Well, today we're going to be looking at the Ocoopa electric hand warmer, and we're going to be taking that and stacking it up against a couple other electric hand warmers that I have, and then of course the good old faithful hot hands that we're picking up at every Walmart, Meijer, Kmart. Kmart, really? Is Kmart even a thing anymore? Anyway, hit me up in the comments down below if you've got a Kmart in your town. I ended up getting this Ocoopa electric hand warmer, and I have been pretty happy with it, but let's talk about it. So what it is a 10,000 milliamp hour. Let me make sure I fact check myself here. See what us old guys do. So we bust out the phone and zoom in. There it is, yep. But it is in fact a 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack that has 3 functions on it. One of the functions is it has a built-in flashlight. Function number 2 is it will double as a battery charger for your mobile device or power bank to power up anything. Honestly, it could power up your action camera, your cell phone, whatever you need it to do. When you do that, lights up green, shows you the battery status on here. And then of course, option number 3 is hand warmer. And it ends up heating on both sides of this. One side is kind of full rubberized, one just has a little bit of rubber on the back, but it does heat up both sides, and it has actually 4 separate settings, and I'm going to give you a temperature reading on those 4 separate settings with my meat thermometer here, and we're going to see how long these things last side by side, how hot they get, and I'm going to kind of give you my thoughts on it. I've been using this for over a month. I've taken it out in the woods. I just had it out yesterday, and it was about 26 degrees when I was outside. I kept this thing on setting number 2 out of 4, and it kept my hands warm the entire night. I was out for about 3 hours, and my hands were good and warm the whole time. What I put this in is my Gore-Tex hand muff. So I just keep this inside there, keep that thing going throughout the day. Just simple, push this button on. It remembers the last setting it was on, which is 2, and we'll just run it there. This thing's got 1, 2, 3, and then you push the side button to put it in extreme mode. And I tell you what, that thing kicks on and it gets hot, and it gets hot fast. So it is really cool, works really well. I ended up using this for probably about 6 to 7 hours during one of my sits, and it still had battery left at the end of the night, and recharged it and was ready to go for the next hunt. All right, so this Ocoopa hand warmer, it ranges in temperature between 100 degrees and 124 degrees, if I remember correctly, on both sides. So this thing definitely does really well, but I wanted to know how long it would last, because I've had it out on several hunts where it seems to last quite a long time. So what I did is I set it up here on the table with my meat thermometer on all 4 of these hot hands, and then we had the No Name brand, and then we had the Hot Mox, and then we had these. And let's just go over the stats of how long they lasted. So the peak temperature for the 4 of them, the hot hands made it up to 113. That was the hottest. Versus the No Name brand got up to 109, the Hot Mox at 106, and the Ocoopa at 108. That was the peak temperatures for all 4 of those. The Hot Mox, which I got from Menards, I believe it was, only lasted 5.5 hours. And I called it done when they reached a temperature of 90 degrees or less. And the No Name brand lasted 5.5 hours. And then the hot hands, the ones that activated that you just kind of shake, they lasted about 7 hours, and then the temperature began to drop. Lasted about 8.5 to 9 hours. And then the Ocoopa on number 2 setting, which was at about 108 degrees, which was on par with all the rest of them, lasted an entire 12 hours on second setting, which is awesome. So this is a great little tool. It's definitely earned its spot in my backpack for hunting, definitely in the late season. And like I said, I had this out the other morning. I went out and it was 7 degrees out.
We're down to 7 flipping degrees.
I definitely wouldn't have been hunting that as long as I would have had I not had this. So 7 degrees. I didn't use any gloves really, just put this inside my muff. Would turn this on for 2-3 minutes at a time, let it heat everything up, and then just turn it off. So you could definitely use this thing all day long for an all-day sit. The downside to this is that you do need to recharge it. You know, if you're going to use this for an all-day sit, you're going to need to charge it up for the next day. But it's coming at a price point of around $30 to $35, something like that, versus those hot hands, you're paying about 10-15 bucks for a pack. You're always getting wrappers all over the place. They have their place, but I tell you what, this has definitely earned its spot. I may even be picking up a second one of these. So definitely, I think it's well worth the value. I'll have a link in the description down below so you can order one of these for yourselves. They have them in different colors and all sorts of different options. They also sell it in a 2-pack. I don't think I even mentioned it comes with a lanyard and this little bag for it, but it comes with that as well as a charging cable. So the Ocoopa hand warmer, definitely a great little hand warmer for your hunting pack. So hopefully you've got a bunch of great information. Hopefully you'll pick one of these up. Hey, if I've earned your respect, please hit the subscribe button down below. It would help me out. I'd like to hit 2,000 subscribers before the year is up here, and we're getting real close, so I'd really appreciate. As always, thanks for sticking around. We'll see you guys next time.